secured by the home's value. And, like with a first mortgage, lenders can pursue foreclosure if loan payments are not made on time. Second mortgages offer benefits to homeowners because they tend to be significantly less expensive in terms of interest and annual percentage rates. However, these loans still carry legal consequences. It's also important to know that when a home is defaulted on and foreclosed on by the lender, first mortgage debt is repaid first. If there are not enough funds from the sale to cover a second mortgage, the homeowner remains responsible for repaying the debt. As a real estate agent, second mortgages are not commonly something you'll have to worry about unless a home seller has two loans on the property you hope to sell for them. In this case, the home's sale price generally will need to be high enough to cover both mortgage values. Nevertheless, a second loan does not complicate the sale process for an agent. What are blanket mortgages? A blanket mortgage or loan is a type of financing agreement in which the party is able to use a single transaction to purchase more than one piece of real estate. This type of financial instrument is commonly used with builders and developers who plan to purchase a large amount of land and then divide it among several locations. The loan allows for the developer to sell off a portion of the property, called a parcel, when necessary, such as when a home is built. Like traditional mortgage loans, blanket loans will still use the land as collateral for the loan. However, each of the individual parcels of land can be sold off without paying off the entire mortgage each time this occurs. Without the use of a blanket loan, a property buyer, most of the time a developer, would have to purchase a large tract of land with individual loans for each parcel. That's not very feasible in terms of cost and origination. Instead, a blanket mortgage allows the property owner to sell off a parcel at a time over a longer period of time, while the mortgage lender still maintains the ability to foreclose on the property if the debt is not paid off in time. Some real estate agents work hand in hand with developers and property builders. When this is the case, it may become necessary to understand the terms of a blanket mortgage. A key factor here is that when a home is built and purchased by the ultimate home buyer, the property is no longer under the blanket mortgage. The sale of that property is paid towards the portion of the mortgage covering that land. That means that the ultimate home buyer, the person buying the home just built, does not have to worry about their land being foreclosed upon if the developer fails to make payments on the rest of the available property. The loan release, or the payment towards the property, is paid off if the release of the lien documents occurs. What are buy-downs? One term you may hear your homebuyers discussing is a buy-down. The goal of a buy-down is to lower the interest rate on a loan for at least the first years of the mortgage. In some cases, it can extend throughout the lifetime of the loan. There are a few things that are unique about this type of financial component. Generally, the seller of the property, which is sometimes a home builder, will make a payment to the lending company on behalf of the buyer. This causes the buyer's mortgage interest rate to be lower, and as a result, reduces the mortgage payment. Why would the home seller do this? Well, the seller increases the purchase price of the home in an effort to compensate for this cost. In most cases, the seller places these funds in escrow that helps to subsidize the loan during the applicable years. This reduces how much the buyer has to pay. This is often done for a period of 1 to 5 years. After that time frame, the payments increase. As an agent, you may not have to do much with the loans themselves, but you may be able to negotiate this type of deal for a home buyer who really wants to purchase a home that's just out of their financial comfort zone. This type of transaction is often done with builders who want to sell property at the highest price point possible and quickly. How do construction loans work? Building a home is an expensive process and one that requires unique financing. Construction loans are available from many lenders. There are two main types. First, a construction to permanent loan is a form in which the lender pays for the construction and then rolls that cost into a traditional mortgage once the home is complete. This is the most common type of construction loan used today. A second option is called a standalone construction loan. Here, the lender will advance the money for the construction of the home. Then, once the construction is complete, the home buyer obtains a mortgage to pay the construction debt. The big difference here is that with a construction to permanent loan, there's just one closing process, which translates into lower costs. If you are working with a builder or a home buyer who wants to purchase new construction, it will be important for them to seek out a construction loan, not a traditional loan for the process. And not all lenders offer them. Those that do will likely pay out the funds from the loan in payments corresponding with the actual completion of various phases of the construction process. These lenders must approve not only the buyer's financials, but they also want to approve the home plans to ensure they are valued at the proposed amount to be lent, as well as the integrity of the builder. Wraparound loans. What's that? You may come across situations of wraparound loans. This is not an uncommon type of loan. They are more common with homes that have a current outstanding loan on them. In this situation, the seller will lend the homebuyer the difference between what the existing loan's balance is and the purchase price of the home. More clearly, this is a type of secondary financing. The seller of the property will provide a junior mortgage on the property which wraps around the current loan. This is a type of owner financing. Most of the time, these loans will require consent from the current lender. The buyer will make loan payments that are enough to repay the existing loan as well as the seller's loan to the home buyer. In some cases, the buyer's payments will be sent to the lender instead of the seller. The lender would then forward the buyer's payments to the seller. In this situation, the homeowner is able to charge a higher interest rate to the buyer. This type of loan is obtained in situations where the homebuyer cannot obtain a traditional loan. It allows for buyers to enter into a secondary way of buying a home, though it tends to be more expensive. What are package loans? A package loan is another type of mortgage financing that real estate agents may come in contact with during the sale process. This type of loan is used when a buyer wishes to purchase real property and personal property in one transaction. For example, the home buyer wants to buy a home as well as the appliances, furnishings, and other items within the structure. Package loans combine these types of purchases into one loan. It's a fairly straightforward financial instrument. One of the most common times that this type of financing may apply is during the purchase of a new home. A home builder may sell the home with all of its appliances, window coverings, and other components. In doing so, this raises the home's value. However, it is important to distinguish this term from loan packaging, which is the process lenders use to bundle mortgages from many people and sell them as investments. Overall, the financial process of purchasing a home is rather complex when you consider each of these financial tools. As a real estate agent, the goal is to help the home buyer to find their home and then to buy it with the most affordable product possible. While real estate agents do not handle the financial process, they do need to know what the home buyer needs in order to secure the right monthly payment. And with numerous financial models becoming available, especially through owner financing, it's important to understand the impact on the agent's role.